And so over the weekend, I assume you do the same thing. You listen to other podcasts outside of this one. And so I found one that's geared towards real estate, very similar to Entrepreneur on Fire. The host, and I don't know him, and I'm not making any judgments about him, and I'm not making any judgments about his guest. But here he was interviewing one of the top agents in California, and he's asking him questions, and he's trying to get to the bottom of his success. Top 200 agents. And he asks him, let's go back to the beginning. You said you don't wait. The first thing you do is you start calling. So let's talk about what that means. What does your day look like? You start at 8 a.m. or whatever time you start. What does your day look like? And the agent comes on and he says, great question. Now, I have to warn you, ladies and gentlemen, before I tell you about this one thing and what it is, because I assure you, you're not going to like it. And I'm going to play some sound bites. But here is play clip number 1.
When I was a brand new agent, I phone prospected in my schedule at least 8 hours a day. What else do we have to do as realtors?
What else do we have to do with realtors other than prospect? I told you, you're not going to like it. 8 hours a day, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day for 4 years. Now, he didn't say that in the soundbite, but I'm reading the transcript. Now, the host hears this, and he's taken back. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me stop you right there, because agents are going to hear this, and they're going to be terrified. I mean, you're making all these phone calls. Tell us about some of the sales awards that you've won. I mean, you're calling for sale by owners. You're calling expireds. You're calling and hounding family and friends. You're undoubtedly facing a lot of rejection, prospecting 8 hours a day. So tell us about some of the sales awards. And what he's saying here is convince them. Tell them something that lets them know that it's worth it. And so here's where he picks up. Ground sound bite number 2.
That phone prospecting pretty much put me on the map. I was the top producer at Intero in the top 1%. So that's, top 30 realtors in the company. And made the top list in California, the top 200 in the state of California. So I love phone prospecting. It's free. The key is you just got to be consistently doing it every day, at least a couple hours a day.
Now here's where it gets fascinating. This is what is taught to agents. This is what is prevalent out there. This is what is beat into agents' head. And it's not funny, but it is the reality. So here he's saying he became one of the top agents in California. All he did was phone prospect. You just got to do it consistently. He did it for 4 years, 8 hours a day. And the host says, so let me get this straight. You're one of the top agents in California because you pick up the phone. The agent says, yep, that's correct. That's the secret. That's all you got to do. So play clip 3. Listen to this.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
Pick up the phone and give the people some value. Give them something you're super excited about. Have a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm. And then, of course, 99% of the time, they're not going to pretty much want what the value you're bringing to them. But the good news is, once they know you're excited about what you're doing, then you can ask them, hey, I need your help in the next 21 days. Who do you know is looking to buy or sell real estate? That I need your help.
I told you, don't laugh. So you just heard what I heard. This is what's being taught to agents. This is a consensus out there. 99% of the time, they're not going to want the value that you're giving. You just got to pick up the phone. And because they hear that you're excited, because they hear that you need help, because you told them that you need help, they're going to be on board. Folks, does any of this make any sense? And I'm just scratching the surface here. It gets better. The agent says it's mostly about enthusiasm. It's amazing what can happen when you deliver the enthusiasm through a phone line. So the host says, well, can you role play with me a little bit? You've done this so many times. Certainly you must be a master. Can we hear a little bit of what you have to say? Oh, sure. And so he asks, well, what are you? Are you expired? Are you a FSBO? Or are you just a past client? And the host, he says, let's go with an expired. I'm an expired. And he says, perfect. I'll give you a call. Ring, ring. And so play clip number 4.
Ring, ring, ring. Hi, I'm looking for John.
Hey, this is John.
Hey, John Talbert here, Balding Taylor Real Estate. How are you?
Doing well. How about you?
I'm doing good. You're probably aware your home came on the computer as an expired listing, and I was calling to see when you can consider hiring the right agent for the job of selling your home.
The right agent. And so I'm going to stop it right there because you already know how the rest of this goes. It's the same script that you've heard a million times. You're going to ask questions. You're going to act like you're interested. You're going to act like you care. You're going to act like you're going to solve their problems. And he said it, 99% of the time, these people are not going to want the value that you deliver. They're going to hang up on you. But this gets back to a central premise that I have, and I can't understand it for the life of me. Okay, I get it. You can make money doing this. 8 hours a day prospecting. But is that how you want to live your life? Is that how you got into real estate? And so I don't know if you're familiar with this. Right now, I think it's on CBS. There's a sitcom called The Strain. And there's these little worms that get into your skin or they get into your eye sockets. And the one thing that kills them or they're allergic to is UV light. And so when somebody is infected, you can pull up their shirt, shine the UV light on them, and all these worms just crawl underneath their skin. Folks, hearing that guy's voice, hi, this is it, makes my skin crawl. And I get it, you can make money that way. But as a prostitute, you can make money too. As a drug dealer, you can make money too. That doesn't mean that's who I am. Now, the Guru Party, they're different. You wave a dollar in front of them, they'll say anything you want them to say. They'll do anything that you want them to do. And they expect you to do the same. To not have morals or ethics or principles. Just do what you got to do. If you got to lie to a buyer or a seller, if you got to lie to an expired or for sale by owner, you might have a buyer for your home, then do it. Doesn't matter if you don't want to annoy people your entire life. I got with me in virtual studio my co-host, Ryan Sloper.